You ever wake up already tired, coffee in hand, inbox open, and your body is asking for a day off before the day even starts? Or the opposite, your calendar is wide open, but instead of feeling refreshed, you feel disconnected, bored, guilty for not feeling more alive. By Thursday, you can't remember the last time you lost track of time doing something that lit you up. Burnout and boredom are real issues. I'm gonna help you figure out how to get unstuck and back to living with energy and purpose. I've lived the 12-hour grind where you go home flat. And I've also had slow weeks where the lack of challenge made everything foggy. My fix used to be more force, longer hours, louder music, more caffeine. It worked until it didn't. The real shift started when I took a hard look at my calendar. I had standing meetings filling my days. Some of them seemed productive, but they drained me. So I cleared them all, every recurring meeting. And I made a new rule. Nothing gets added back unless it truly matters and gives more energy than it takes. It was uncomfortable at first, but it was the first step toward owning my energy. Then a friend said something that hit deeper. Navin, you light up when you talk about mentoring founders. I never see that glow in your calendar. That landed because I realized I'd been outsourcing my energy, waiting for my title or to-do list to fire me up, instead of building my day around what gave me life. So why do burnout and boredom show up, even when we're doing the right things? Here's what I've learned. Burnout isn't just too much work. It's too much of the wrong work. High demands plus low meaning equals depletion. That was me in clinical practice at one point. I had started to feel pulled by other things, ideas outside the hospital, and I noticed that when I was seeing patients, my mind wasn't fully there. Over time, the misalignment between my energy and my work led me to burnout. The same thing happened in venture. Fundraising is part of the job, but for a long stretch, that's all I was doing. The conversations felt one-sided. The progress felt slow. And even though I cared deeply about the mission, that one-dimensional focus wore me down. Boredom, on the other hand, can be sneaky. For me, it often shows up during back-to-back meetings with no space to create or think. And sometimes, boredom isn't about laziness. It's about lack of learning. When you're not curious, not challenged, not growing, your brain starts to disengage. And the research backs this up. A 2022 review in the journal Frontiers in Psychology found that burnout stems from a mismatch between a person and their work, especially when there's chronic stress, low control, and a lack of alignment between personal values and professional responsibilities. Interventions that restore meaning, choice, and support aren't just feel-good strategies. They measurably reduce burnout and boost performance. I've found 3 practices that help shift that state. Number 1, map your energy, not just your time. For 1 week, label each task. This gives me energy. This drains me. Aim for 60 to 70% in the first column. Batch the draining stuff and pair it with recovery. A walk, music, or a call with someone who lifts you. You're not just managing time, you're designing your battery. Number 2, shift 3 daily dials. Own, stretch, serve. Own. Pick one thing to take full ownership of, start to finish. Stretch. Add one small challenge, something that requires focus. Serve. Connect your work to someone who benefits. These 3 ingredients, autonomy, growth, and purpose, are what fuel engagement. Number 3, create an engagement sprint. Pick 2 activities that reliably light you up. Mentoring, writing, designing, building. Block 20 to 30 minutes for each, 3 times a week. To make space, cut or cancel one thing that no longer serves you. Then end each day with 2 quick reflections. Most energizing moment, 1 tweak for tomorrow. Bonus practice. Design your dream day, not a fantasy vacation, but a real, achievable day that feels meaningful. Ask, what would I do, where would I be, and why? you'll learn a lot about what matters most. And when boredom creeps in, get curious. Ask, why am I bored? What am I grateful for right now? What's one thing I could learn or explore today? Sometimes the spark isn't missing, you just haven't lit it yet. Here's what I know now. Burnout cools, boredom fades. Not when you push harder, but when you reconnect to what fuels you. Your calendar is a mirror. Make sure it reflects the energy you want to live with. That's how we rise. All right, time for the coaching hat to come back on and time to answer some of your questions. This is actually one of my favorite parts because on the cuff, vulnerability and straight answer is usually the most authentic. And so it's not scripted. I spend most days in nonstop meetings. Some are useful, but most just drain me. I leave each day exhausted and unsure what I actually accomplished. How do I reset my calendar when everything feels important? So I've done this and I've felt that way, and many people probably feel that same way. It's what you do about it. So you already know that these meetings drain you. If you're in charge of those meetings, cut it out or start asking the people that attend the meetings if they're feeling the same way. There's a really good chance that you're not the only person who feels that way. If you're not in charge of the meeting and you don't want to be rude or just not attend the meeting, you should ask the leader who sets that up to say, are we still getting what we want from everyone? Because I've been feeling a bit less engaged or less interested. Maybe we can do this, or maybe we can shift to this. And there's a really good chance that that leader wants to hear that and maybe feeling that way as well. I used to love my job, but lately I feel like I'm just going through the motions. Even with less on my plate, I'm tired and unmotivated. I don't want to switch careers, but I can't keep working like this. What should I do to feel energized again? You sound like you're burned out or you're at a job where you're not learning and growing. And I think just understanding that, number one, being curious about what would be an ideal day. Is it because your actual job structure? Is it the people around you? Is it getting up early every single day and you just need some time off? So it's just, I think, reflecting and saying, what would your dream day be? And perhaps it's a smaller thing that you think, waking up really early because I just want to sleep in once or twice. So I would just take some time to reflect on what changes you want to make, and knowing that allows you to take some small actions towards that, towards like the bigger step. My schedule is full, but I still feel bored. It's like I'm doing a lot, but none of it really matters. I'm not sure if I need a new job or just a new approach. How do I figure out what's missing? So this is where I would look at my calendar and say, is it obvious why I'm not motivated? Maybe I'm doing a bunch of things and meetings that mean nothing to me. So number one, do you have the decision to change that? And if you do, great. If you don't, why is that? Is this part of your job and it's necessary and mandatory? Then talk to whoever you work for or who you work with and say, how can we make the time in my work more meaningful? Because I'm starting to get drained or I'm starting to get bored. And I can tell you right now, anyone you work with usually wants to know that, because we get our best work and we have our best time when everyone's optimized and shows up in their best way. I'm a founder and we've been in a long fundraising cycle. It's wearing me down. I love building, but lately all I do is pitch, pitch, pitch. How can I keep going when I feel so far from the part of the work that gives me energy? I can so relate to this because I've been in that mode for a long time. Fundraising, it's necessary, and that you got to get to 200 no's before the 201st yes. I've been there. One thing that has helped me is that I don't make every single day, the whole day, all about that. You need to add some things that give you energy, because it's obviously draining for yourself, and it was for me. So I started saying, I like when I'm mentoring someone, or I like when I'm learning something new. So I allocated maybe an hour of that day to do that, which boosted my energy. And then I would have to do the necessary fundraising calls, etc. So hopefully that's helpful. I really appreciate the comments and questions that are in here. I love to discuss these. I love to learn and grow with you. And I encourage you to continue participating in this. Thank you so much. Remember, trust is the ultimate currency. Vulnerability is a competitive advantage. And imposter syndrome, it's a sign that you're pursuing growth. Never forget, we are made to rise.